Before moving to Westland, you're gonna wanna hear this list of cons and pros so you can make your decision. Let's go. My name is Aaron Cullen, and this is Brandon Cullen. Together, we have a real estate company right here in Portland, Oregon. Now, today we are going over the pros and cons of Westland. This is a really good list, and we spent some time coming up with the cons, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned to the very end, which we're gonna save the best con for last.
Pro number one, and I'm laughing about this because as we were filming right there, we were standing like a few feet back from a crosswalk, and all the cars wanted to stop and let us cross the road because this town is so safe and family friendly.
Yes, but we didn't want to cross. We wanted to talk to you guys.
So it's very awkward. Anyway, that is a huge pro. This is just a very safe, low crime, family friendly community.
Can't stress that enough. We have lots of clients that have ended up moving here because that's exactly what they were looking for, was family friendly, small town feel.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna make this one quick. So if you need more details on what makes it so safe and family friendly, please reach out and we can talk more about what you're looking for.
Absolutely. Information's right down there in the description.
Our first con, high cost of living.
Yes, it is a high cost of living with a median home price of $780,000 to $800,000, and it's quite a bit more than the $550,000 to $600,000 that you'd expect to see in Portland.
Now, depending on where you're coming from, if you're coming from another big city on the West Coast or a lot of the East Coast, really, $780,000 probably doesn't sound like a very high cost of living for you. So it's all relative.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of value, this is really one of the best values on the West Coast in terms of what you get for that cost. But relatively speaking, for the Portland Metro, this is an expensive area.
Couldn't set it better, and I didn't.
Our second pro, proximity to parks, nature, and natural beauty.
That's one of the things that people really love about this area is there's so mmany parks and so much nature. I mean, if you just look at it on a map here, let me throw it up for you. Willamette River goes all the way around two sides of Westland. So you've got multiple parks here with public boat ramps and places where you can access getting a boat right onto the river, or a kayak or a paddleboard, or if you want to go fishing. And there's some great fishing in the Willamette.
And then just the scenic nature of this rolling farmland and vineyards.
Pumpkin patches,
horse
Christmas
properties.
tree farms.
Yeah, exactly.
Farm to table restaurants was one that we love. That's right on the edge there of like Westland and Wilsonville.
Oh yeah, I send everyone to this restaurant. It's called The Kitchen at Middle Ground Farms. Get on their mailing list because all of their events sell out, but they have the most amazing farm to table dinners.
Yeah, we come to so many of these different events and pumpkin patches, Christmas tree farm. You can pick out and cut down your own Christmas tree.
We drove by our Christmas tree farm on the way over here to film today.
We do all of those things right here in Westland.
Yeah. Our next con is just limited diversity, both demographic and cultural here in Westland.
Yeah, it definitely has more of that suburban feel to it that you're gonna get in a lot of cities around the US.
Even more so because it's a little more rural country feeling, and you just don't have that same diversity, I think, even as you would have in Lake Oswego.
I'd say Lake Oswego is definitely a little bit more diverse for sure, but keep in mind as well that Oregon in general, highly Caucasian percentage-wise state. The average is about 70%. It's a sliding scale here. Portland, you're gonna have way more diversity. And then you come out to some of the suburbs, you're just gonna have less diversity usually.
And so if that's something that is important to you, like it is for us, you have to seek it out by, going into Portland more, seeking out more cultural and diverse opportunities. Okay, our next pro is the school district.
In the top 3, continuously ranked in the entire state, is the Westland Wilsonville School District. Now there's 9 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, 3 high schools, and it covers about 9,000 students. If you're living in just Westland, you're pretty much just gonna go to that 1 middle school, that 1 high school.
So great schools, great public schools, which is a huge priority for raising families, people who are wanting to raise their family here in the Portland Metro.
Our clients that move here, that's one of their biggest priorities, is moving to somewhere that has a very highly rated public school system.
Our next con, and this can be kind of a biggie, is winter weather.
You wouldn't know it from looking at the sky right here behind us. And it's this amazing, beautiful fall weather, which, don't tell everybody, but we have a lot of good weather. It's not all bad.
And this con is not specific to West Linn. This is just living in the Pacific Northwest. You do have darker, rainier winters on average.
You do.
The beautiful thing about it is that we have 4 seasons here, which I really do love. And it also really makes you enjoy a day like today in the middle of October where it's sunny and it's so crisp and beautiful. And it's also supposed to start raining tomorrow for the rest of the week. So we're like, let's get outside today so we can enjoy it.
Yeah, so to have these amazing, gorgeous weather days, and I'd argue that the summers here, some of the best in the country, some of the best weather in the country, you're gonna have the gloomier, rainier winters. Just comes with it. So that is a con. The winters do tend to get a little bit long, a little gloomy, a little bit rainy.
Yeah, you have to work with it in terms of gear and planning any travel accordingly. Like, don't go on a beautiful sunny vacation somewhere in August. Please save that for February.
Yeah, that's the quick tip. February is a good sunny day travel place.
Our next pro is small town charm with modern amenities.
Look at all this charm. It's all around us.
So it is super charming and like bucolic here in West Linn. It feels very wholesome. This historic Willamette district especially. And it really is a self-contained small town, but you're right outside Portland, so you have all the amenities of a city, including, you know, an airport, great healthcare, universities, things like that. Okay, the next con, limited dining, nightlife, entertainment opportunities.
This is one of those categories where I feel West Linn really kind of fits that mold where, yes, there are some good places to eat and to go out to, like have a beer or a glass of wine, some tasting rooms. But once you've done those few things, you know, that's it. There's not a big diversity of options. It has great options that we go to all the time. It doesn't have a ton of them.
Right.
So that's where you're going to want to be able to go into Portland, which is key that, you know, it's not that far to Portland, but you do have to make an effort.
Yep, that's right.
Some of the areas in West Linn definitely feel a little bit more isolated, suburban when it comes to food and restaurants.
Right, and like this area that has some locally owned small businesses, cafes, coffee shops, restaurants, that's like the best there is. But then you have strip malls with like a lot of chain restaurants and just kind of mediocre options.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you love that, hey, you're in luck. But if you want more of that Portland foodie type restaurants, you got to go to Portland.
So the last pro that I want to wrap this up on is the strong sense of community here in West Linn.
Yes, there is a very strong sense of community. We can give as an example one of our clients that we helped move here to West Linn. They absolutely love it. They're super involved in the community. One of their neighbors is one of the local judge here. They do all kinds of like neighborhood block events for like Halloween, Easter, all kinds of things. And they've invited us a couple of times.
We were at a party in their backyard this summer and it was us and all of their neighbors. I don't think there was anyone there that wasn't a neighbor other than us. And these are their best friends. Like she has told me she's made better friends here in West Linn in 3 years than she ever did the entire time that they were living in the Phoenix area. Just incredibly tight-knit. They support each other, like true solid neighborliness.
That's hard to come by. And that's one of the aspects I think that Portland itself has. And it's very important when selecting your neighborhood. Not every neighborhood in Portland is going to have that. And so that is one of the unique pros of West Linn, is that it does have this close-knit, community, family-oriented type of neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. And it reminds me that at that dinner in their backyard, we were sitting across from a couple who the man had grown up here in West Linn, and then they had gone and lived in, where did they live, honey? Vietnam and India for several years. So like very adventurous people that spent many years abroad, even had their 2 children while they were living abroad.
They did.
But ultimately, as their girls were reaching school age, they decided to move back to West Linn where he had grown up because he just wanted them to have that same experience that he did.
Been here for over 5 years now. A lot of people that, you know, grow up in like places like Lake Oswego, West Linn, and then they go have a career get married, have kids, and then they come back because they want to raise their kids there because it's such an ideal place to live.
Absolutely. So if that appeals to you, Westland might just be the perfect place for you. But, you know, you'll have to let us know if any of those cons are deal breakers.
So comment down below on any deal breakers on those cons for you guys. Again, if you guys are looking to move here, go ahead and reach out. My information's right down there in that description area. And if you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for the next one coming up right now.